either manage people's businesses or we run our own business. And you know that you set up business to create value. That value is simply answering people's questions, solving people's problems. And people will only come to you if they know the value you are creating. And if they also find other people that confirms that you really can do what you say you can do, right? And then for success in business, first, that value must be valuable to people. That means that that solution is real solution. It's not that you say that, let's say, for example, for the purpose of this seminar, I might say someone who sell skincare material products. If you say that your skincare products will ensure that the smooth, velvety skin, maintain your skin color, skin tone, and all of that, if it does not do that, no matter what you do to set up that business, it's not going to succeed. Because yes, your strategies will bring people, your strategies will ensure that it will run in your absence. But when people make use of your products and they do not see what you have promised, then there's a problem. And that's why I will start by saying that before you venture at all into social media marketing, ensure that your business is solid. Ensure that what you seek to solve, you are good at it. Because there's no point bringing people to your business and then leaving them disappointed. You get what I'm trying to say? Now, the success of a business depends first on the fact that you really can do what you have promised. That means your brand identity is the real thing. The second thing you do in business is to now create customers, right? And then, like our president will say, you create customers and you keep customers. Because if you create and you keep creating and you keep keeping, your customer base would actually increase. Which means, customers will not buy from you every day. But the more customers you have, they come on different days. When you aggregate that together, you probably get people buying from you almost every time and every day. In the past, once you set up your business, your customers are people in your environment, right? It's people who are near that will buy from you. Probably people who stay around your area. If people from far will buy from you, it means that those who are near, who have experienced your business, will then recommend others. But social media, like she said, is a different world on its own. It's a game changer because it now exposes you to people who are far. In time fast, for those of us, a good number of people who are older than me and around my age, what we understand to be marketing on a larger scale is simply television and radio. I'm not talking about posters. I know there are others, but if you are trying to reach a larger number of people, it's either you're on radio or on television. And if you are going to be on radio or television, you pay for it. Then you pay for a particular slot where you know that the chances of your own customers will be listening. So you are probably targeting some shows that a lot of people like, or you are targeting the news. If your target audience are men, probably you are around news, because most times you have men. Because in time past, men are in the sitting room watching news. Women are where? Kitchen. But now everybody is everywhere. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it means that, and then you have to pray that your customers will be listening when your ad is being put on TV. Do you get? But what social media has done is this. First, you don't need to pay as much. You don't even need the permission of anybody. From your phone, you can put your content on the internet. And it doesn't mean that they have to tune to a particular radio station at a particular time. It is there. Anytime they go, it gets there. So social media is a game changer. If we are not yet on it, I would love that at the end of this seminar, I'm able to convince you and not confuse you that the market of now and the future is no longer brick and mortar, it's on the internet. And the way to market on the internet is through social media. And he said something. He said, because I know there was a time we did digital marketing, right? And I know it was in Abeokuta that somebody trained us. I was part of the training. I registered from Lagos. I was in that room during digital marketing training. And one of the things he said, which is very important, is consistency. And you will see that as we go ahead. Now, by way of introduction, social media is an essential part of business success. Whatever you are doing, either you are building a brand, if you want to drive your sales, increase in sales, or engage with your customers, a strong understanding of what we're talking about this morning is very important. Look at it. 4.9 billion people in the world use social media. Of the over 7 or 8 billion people in the world, 4.9 people are on social media. 76% of consumers buy products they see on social media. I'm sure a good number of us have bought things on social media, right? If I don't know, I know that most of our women and females here, they buy, am I lying? And the way the thing is, everything is set up for you. They are delivery guys now. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because some people are like, oh, you're exposed to so many people. You don't want people coming to your house to know where you look, because those are security concerns. Now, I know people. There was a lady I was trying to get a gift for my wife, and it was time sensitive. And her delivery people were wasting. I said, I can send Uber to come and pick. She refused. And I understood. It was frustrating for me, but I understood, because for me to send a delivery guy, that means I will know where she lives, and she doesn't know who she's talking to. You get what I'm trying to say? So the whole setup is already set for us to succeed in business. All we need to do is now to plug ourselves into it. So if we already know that close to 5 billion people actually are on social media, and 76% of them are already buying things from social media, so why are we not actively engaging on social media? It means that, for example, for now, if your total annual customer engagement is, let's say, 100,000, that's total number of customers that actually come to you over the years without so much of social media. It means that we can predict your business increments in sales, right? We can predict increments in revenue by virtue of now taking your business to social media. Because those that come already, they already come, right? They're already loyal to your business. Now, what do you want to do? You want to create more customers. But I'll sound a note of warning. If you are currently struggling with the orders from your current customers, don't go yet. Do you get what I'm trying to say? If those are already ordering your products, your current scale of business is still struggling to fulfill their orders, you don't go to social media yet. Social media will be in view. But because it's in view, you work really hard to ensure that either it's because you don't have enough staff, or your processes are not efficient enough. Cutting all the wastages. Maybe 3 people are doing the work of 1 person. And in such cases, you either train the other 2 so that they can do other parts of the processes, so that you can increase your productivity. So the first thing is that, we get 500 orders per month. And right now, we are struggling to fulfill that. Our capacity is 400. But because we want 1,000, because we want to do more, because we want to solve more problems, and because we want more money. Who doesn't want more money? Even Dangote wants more money. Now, because we want that, then that drives our motivation to fix the problems in our businesses. Because now we are saying that attention is the new oil. You understand? I have we have found oil, and I've come to give to you, and I've said, come and take part of it. But your bowl, your container is already full. But you want this oil, what do? You get a bigger one. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I think it's very important before we go further. You have to be realistic. Currently, am I able to fulfill why am I saying that? Therefore, if you expose yourself to a lot of people, and when they come to you, you're unable to fulfill what you have promised, when they give bad reviews, a lot of people will see it. Do you get what I'm saying? As much as good review will increase your sales, bad review can scatter everything. So it's really important that you put your house in order before we venture in this. But it doesn't stop you from learning what we are going to be talking about this morning. And the last statistics there is that the brands that engage on social media generate 20 to 40% more revenue. Look at what you generate monthly right now. Think about it. And you now say you get 40% more of that. So if you currently generate 100 million monthly, then that means that it's telling that you can increase it by another 40 million. You received that 100 million, have you? Did you receive it monthly? If you not receive it monthly, your affirmation in the morning is not working yet. It's a test. That's I tested everybody. Because today is not just for me. When I take my seminar, I will talk about this one. And as the spirit leads me to other places, I will talk because I know I'm talking to one person or the other. I'm not a prophet, but maybe in this thing, I think I do. So if they mention large numbers and we are saying that we are billionaires and we cannot receive that we are making 100 million monthly, your affirmation is not working, or what you are affirming in the morning is not enough. There was a year in 110 Academy, the president will teach us to say we earn and receive 2 billion yearly. My brother and sister, it was a struggle. No joke, seriously. When I'm writing it, to scatter the whole matter, now divided it to, if it's 2 billion monthly, how much is daily? I said, no, I cannot talk this daily. Let's stay with 2 billion yearly. No, you can divide it by 365 and somebody should tell us what 2 billion divided by 365 is. It was a struggle. But now it's not a struggle. You understand? It's not because the 2 billion is there right now, but because with consistent practice, we continue to increase the mind's capacity to accept those kind of figures. Yesterday, one of our members gave a testimony. Now, last year, every December we write our goals. And you see that I'm going in this direction. Somebody needs it. We'll come back. Don't worry. It's still part of social media marketing. Now, he wrote his goals. He's a friend of mine. And he told me his goal. I said, that is too small. Multiply it by 5. He multiplied it by 5. He gave a testimony yesterday that he is not at the goal I say he should multiply by 5. But you see that goal he wrote, he has passed it a long time ago. That is the secret of U squared. The president talked about U squared. Because you see what you are focusing on, you are trying to achieve. It's like even for you to achieve it, you near it. Like I see, now it's good. You come down, right? Sometimes you pass it, you come down, you go, then later you now pass it. Because that is the ceiling you are looking at. But if you increase that ceiling, you see that goal that you would have been dancing, you will pass it. Because the ceiling now is higher than, like they say, you shoot for the stars, right? At least if you don't hit it, you will be far above the rooftop. But if you are shooting for the roof, you'll still be on second floor. Do you get it? That's the principle of U squared. That's the principle of aiming higher. Because if you are aiming very high, the fire of motivation, it will be more than when you are shooting low. So let's go back to, if you currently make 100 million monthly, it means that social media can increase it to 140 million monthly. Did anybody divide 2 billion by 365? Yes, what was it? 500. You see, so that was the struggle at that time. You understand? It's no longer a struggle. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So as I call those figures, just create that feeling of someone who already achieved it. Do you understand? Most of the things we try to, material things that we try to buy sometimes, is to generate an emotion, right? To generate the feeling. That's why you find out that people who really have this money don't buy as much things as people who don't have it. Because they already have the feeling. There's no need to buy those things. While other people are chasing those things to create the feeling. Affirmations, gratitude, will help you generate the feeling. So you don't need to waste your money trying to buy things you don't need. And you keep your money together, you store your money, then it grows to the point where you actually have the money that generates the feeling. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's go back to social media before I'm accused of changing the topic. All right. Now, I've said it increases your revenue. I've said it increases whatever you are trying to achieve. So it's important to know what goals you want to achieve. You understand what I'm trying to say? They said something is a multiplying factor. That means it multiplies whatever you try to put there. So it's important to ensure that it always aligns with your goals. Your social media goals must always align with your business objectives. Now, let me give you an example. Now, we have different people on social media for different things. Every one of us here are in different businesses. Our businesses are in different sectors. And what you would want, your kind of customers also different. Your target audience varies. Is that not so? Now, to a musician, do you understand? To a musician, probably he's on social media to gain followers. To someone who wants to be an influencer, is on social media to gain followers. So he will do whatever he needs to do to gain them. That means that what do my customers like? If it's entertainment, they'll do a lot of they'll push out a lot of entertainment content so that people that will follow them are people who like such entertainment because they are in that business of entertaining. Someone like me who is a doctor who runs the hospitals, first, I'm not even allowed to do so much. You understand? And then the kind of, when you look at me, you don't look at me as a comedian. Being a comedian does not help my cause, does it? So if I go there and start doing jokes, people, they might some, I have people that will like me. Yes, sir. I can use any name, Dr. Comedy. You understand? Using comedy to cure your sickness. Is it not nice? Everybody follow. But they will not buy from me. Because what I'm selling is not jokes. Do you get what I'm trying? So it's not just jumping on social media, it must align with your goals. So, because as a doctor is seen as a person of authority when it comes to healthcare. And it means that, and I sell, what do I sell? Knowledge. So my content actually has to be that of what? Passing knowledge. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because people that would seek healthcare or solutions in the health space also want to know about whatever they are going through. Is that not so? If I put on social media, I put a post for people who maybe just recently got married, or people who have been married for a year or two or three and they are trying to achieve pregnancy, it's becoming difficult. And I say 5 sure ways to achieve pregnancy in 6 months. If they see the topic or the caption, will they click it or not? They will, because that's what they're seeking. So first, you have to ensure that it aligns with your goals. And these are examples of goals, are like things I've said. Somebody might say, I want to gain 5,000 new followers in 3 months. Because everybody actually would want to gain more followers. Because the more followers you have, the more people will see your content when you post it, right? Or you have to achieve a 10% increase in likes, shares, and comments. Now, I'll explain a few things because probably not everybody understands this, but I expect you also, but I'll just do that. When you put out a content is anything you put on social media. You are selling perfumes and you put it there. It's content, right? Whatever we're doing now, we'll do a video, we'll take captions. It's content is whatever you're putting out on social media, either a post, which is a write-up, picture, or a short video, or even an entire video. Now, when people view it, if they like what they've seen, there's always this heart-shaped icon that they click. That is what? Like. Share means that they can take it and then share it on their own page, or they can comment on it. Those are ways by which we measure the engagement. Engagement is how people interact with your post. Thank you. So yours might be, I want to increase the number of likes I get for each post. I want to increase the number of comments. And how do you do all those things? You look at on which of your posts actually generated more likes, comments, and it's like people like this kind of thing, and then you can follow that particular route. Or then also, you want to get 1,000 website clicks from your social media per month. That means that you put up a post and said there's a link. There's so many things that we talk about, and when you see learn more, if you click it, it takes you to their website. And then lastly, which I think is always important, is to convert. This says convert 200 leads per month. I'm going to talk a bit more about conversion as we go on. Now, anything you want to do, the first thing, start with goals, and we've talked about that. Now, your goals is clear based on my line of business, and you understand where you should post as we go along the presentation, because we're going to look at the different platforms. Now the next is to now set up the entire process. Set up your social media office. It's very simple. It's very easy. All you need is your phone and data, right? That's all you need. And your social media account. And to register, I'm not sure, most of the widely used social media platforms are free. At least to join is free, to post is free, to read comments are free. Some things are paid, and then we'll also talk about that. So, what's your brand identity? The easiest way to do this is, what do your customers say they like about you, or about your product, about your business? Oh, I like this, your particular skincare. When I use this, all my acne cleared in 72 hours. Is that not miracle? Or 48 hours. I like the fact that I like the texture of the cream. I like the scent, right? Those things are your brand identity. Do you get what I'm trying? I like the fact that in 24 hours, I get my product, or I get it the same day as long as I order before 12 noon. Those things are your brand identity. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's the first thing. It's the easiest way. What do people say? Like Jesus said, what do people say? Who do people say I am? That's the first thing. The second thing is, you can also use AI. Most of the things you can do here, AI will do it for you. AI has made life easy. Is there anybody here who does not know anything about AI? We'll create another class. Okay, let me quickly crash. On your WhatsApp, you have Meta, right? Not Meta, Meta. You know that. If you don't know, meet our governor, meet anybody here. I think Google has Gemini. iPhone, we knew about Siri a long time. X has Grok. There's one on it. Even Microsoft has co-pilots now. You have ChatGPT. You have a lot of them. Any one of them, you actually ask questions, they will give you answers. Of course, you still have to edit some of the answers. So you can go there and ask, okay, I run this business to this kind of people. I'm planning to do this. What would you say my brand identity should be? It will give you a list. You see the ones that you already have. It will also give you ideas of things to aim for. Is that okay? So you identify your brand identity. Like I said, I'm in the health space. My identity will be, I want to be known as an authority in maybe O&G, or O&G women, or children, or men, or surgeries. Do you understand? I'll identify it. That's what I want. I'm in the skincare product. I want to be known as the number one, producer or seller of the best skincare products in the country. So that's the brand identity. And I want people to know that I deliver in 24 hours, right? The texture of my cream, the scent of my cream, all those things I mentioned earlier. Those are your brand identity, because your brand identity is what you want to project. That's what you want people to know about you. That is what, when you talk to your customers, you are talking to them from the point of view of why you should buy from me. That's the same thing you want to go and project on social media. So your brand identity is important. Next thing, your target audience. What problems does your product solve? Like I said, what are the hobbies, the shopping habits, the preferred platforms for those you are trying to sell to? Where are they? It's the same way if you have your marketers and you ask them to go to town to go and sell. There are some places they won't go to. Do you understand? If what you sell is alcohol, you'll be wasting your time going to religious houses. In fact, they'll chase you from the platform, because that is not where you should be selling. Because even though people there buy your products secretly, you cannot openly go and say, "Come on." You understand what I'm trying to say? Sorry, I hope I'm not shaking anything. So the same way your marketers will target particular places to go to, and they know where they should not go to. That's the same way there are platforms you should go and platforms you should not go. Then what is the age, the gender, the job? What's the income? If you are selling products that are in tens of millions, you probably are not marketing to people whose income is in hundreds of thousands or in tens of thousands. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And the likes. So you should have a primary platform and also a secondary platform. Primary platform means that where you post most times. Then the other ones could also be a link attached to your primary platform. What are these platforms you're talking about? I actually put some examples here. One thing that is not there is also WhatsApp. So we don't think that maybe WhatsApp is not part of WhatsApp is there. And from our billionaires that have spoken already, they already attested the fact that they made sales. You also talked about it from WhatsApp. So what are the platforms? So the common platforms are the ones that you have there: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, X, formerly known as Twitter. Those are the platforms that you actually have, and there are peculiarities to these platforms. Now you find out that the age group of people on Facebook are usually of the older generation. But basically, I look at people from 25 to about 44, 45 years, predominantly. Does not mean you don't have people outside that bracket. But most of the people are those in that bracket. And Facebook is more about community. So if your product is trying to generate a community, trying to bring people together, then that could be your primary platform for posting most of your social media content. And then, of course, you have Instagram. Instagram is visual. You know, I was posting a lot on Twitter, and then Instagram came. I joined Instagram, but I struggled because you can't just post. You have to put pictures. I don't like taking pictures, but we have to learn these things. If you want the products, you have to do the work. So it's more visual. So you have pictures. The question is, and you know, on Instagram, Reels actually gets more engagement than just pictures. Reels are short videos. So once you know that, then on Instagram, you have more of people from 18 to actually about 35, but more of 18 to 24, less of 25 to 34 to 35. So if your target audience is Gen Zs, Instagram is one of it. But the main place to find Gen Z is where? TikTok. Right? Full disclosure, it was just 2 or 3 months ago that I opened my first TikTok. All the way, people will send me link to TikTok. I cannot see what I'll tell them. Go and download it and send it to me if you want me to. But then I realized I have to be there. You understand what I'm trying to say? And you know, TikTok has this viral potential. Most things on TikTok are the one that would go viral compared to every other platform. So LinkedIn, if your business is to sell to other businesses, you have to be here. If you are in the corporate sector, if you are in fact, if you are in the service-based industry, you have to have content on LinkedIn. If you're someone who wants to be known as an authority in anything, you have to be here. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if you want them, maybe you want to talk to business executive, you're either a coach, you're a trainer, you're an accountant, you know all those things, and you want to speak to other businesses, then you must have an account here, but you must also have content about what you do here. You know that before now, if you want to be known as an authority in any topic, just write a book. You know that. I'm sure I learned it at 110 Academy. If you write any book, they see you as the authority. You understand? You know, there's this joke about somebody who wrote a book on how to maybe become rich in 1 month or 3 months, and the person is on the roadside trying to sell it. And then, why don't you read your own book? It was a joke. But if I write something about how to build a successful marriage, you know that people will be bringing their marriage problem to me. It doesn't matter if I still have issues in my own, maybe even in our marriage, God forbid, it's black eye every night. But because I've written a book, so that's I'm giving you secrets. So if your goal is to be known as authority, books, one. Second thing is generate solid content on LinkedIn. Write top as in, and then it's easy to write these topics. AI will write. You now edit it to make it look like and sound like you. Yeah, because a lot of people would send you reply and look at reply saying, AI look up to me. Because you also have to be smart. After AI has written it, you now re-edit it to make it. Is the point. You've seen the idea. Re-edit it. When you are going to write, how would you write it? Then you re-edit it and put the post there. And like you said, consistently, if you consistently put posts about a particular topic, different aspect of it, maximum 3 months, you start to get people calling you to come and talk about those things. So LinkedIn is where you want to be if you want to be known as an authority. Another place is also YouTube. YouTube are longer videos where you actually deliver videos, videos on how to. Do you understand? On different topics. If you're DIY doing it yourself, you're trying to fix anything in your house, you're trying to do anything, and you want to learn how to do it, even if you go to Google to search, it will show you videos that will take you back to YouTube, because that's where people have put it. There are a lot of things a lot of people have done by learning from YouTube. There are certain aspects of surgery, of course, we were taught in school. Some of them we did not see them while we were in school. There are aspects of surgery that I learned from YouTube. Please, I did not learn how to do surgery from YouTube. Let it be clear. Don't call me YouTube surgeon. Yeah, we already do the surgery. But they say in case you want to do it, there's another method. I let it. Indians put it everything on it. I remember then when I was even working, I would do, then we'll try to, I'll say, oh, we can even do this. I just tell them after I finish that thing, do you know I learned from YouTube? The other doctor will be amazed because from the way I did it, they could not tell. But then that's a gift for me. If I see you do something, if I don't need to, you don't even need to tell me, dude, let me show you. If I can see you, I have the ability to reproduce what you have done exactly the first time. She said, I'm lucky to be a surgeon. I'm lucky if I become your surgeon. So, value. So if yours is to put out content to show people how to do what you already do, just to give them a taste so that they can know that this guy knows this thing. So when they need the solution, they will come to you. And don't worry. Sometimes you put out post, it doesn't mean it's immediate. Some of the okay, I think someone was talking about that. Later they will come and say the beans. I think it was you that talked about. They might not, even your friends are seeing your status on WhatsApp. They might not even comment, right? They might not, but they are seeing it. The day they need that product, they remember. You understand? They say, Madam Grace usually posts things around this. They might not even need that particular thing, but they know it's related. They will call her because she has now become an authority to guide them. Are we getting what I'm trying to say? Then X, thought leadership, people are news junkies. People want news. They are on Twitter. I remember when I joined Twitter, people give gist about, I saw this on Twitter, I now went to join Twitter. I still did not see what they say. And I come and where do you see this? I'm on Twitter. They say, who do you follow? I said, I don't follow anybody. You cannot see anything. Reason why I'm giving all this example of my journey from beginning is that in case you were like me, don't be discouraged. You understand? You start from where you are. The important thing is to start. And then let me also add this thing. You see videos, you see reels, like Savi, our social media content manager, here and in the hospital and the hotels. You see all those videos. You go on academic suits. I'm like, which day can I do this kind of content? Don't worry. Most of all these guys that they are doing wonderful content now, if you go back to the early, if they have not deleted those ones, go to when they started, you will realize that where you are starting is better from where they started. Because sometimes the fact that we want to be perfect will not allow us to start. Is it perfection you want or putting out your product? Put it out there. And because we know that every day in every way we are getting better and better. We learn here, on finding ways to do better what we already do, you know that it's just a matter of time you will get there. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's another thing. Some people all know all I'm talking about, but they've not started because they are still looking for the perfect phone. They say iPhone is the only phone that I say iPhone is not the only phone. Samsung is not the only phone. Even Techno will give you good video. It's brand. They have pushed that brand. Those people are selling. They pushed it, that brand, and everybody accepts it. So even if other people now catch on to what they already do, people already know that they are the ones. Yes, iPhone might have been the first phone to have given the best video quality, but years later, others have developed their own technology. But in our minds, we still think that it is iPhone. Do you understand? All the other phones, in fact, on the average, almost every phone now will give you good video quality. And it's simple. If your phone is not giving you the one you like, there's somebody in an organization whose phone will give you what. Is that not so? Ask that person, please give us, we will borrow, collect our video, give you back your phone. Is that not so? Very easy. All right, so, and with advice, you focus on 2 to 3 platforms where your audience are most active. Don't try to be on all these platforms. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They say one who chases 2 rabbits will catch none. And then it becomes too stressful for you. I have a primary one. As I think I have a picture, I'll try and look for it on my phone. And on the demography of people you find in all these platforms, but I've tried to explain them to you. The younger generations are in TikTok and then Instagram, while the older ones, the oldest is this, and has the largest number, about 51 million users are here in Nigeria. While on Instagram, you have, I think, about 12. But 51 is on Facebook. So sometimes we laugh at Facebook. But Facebook is the father of all of them, has a lot of people. But then, it's if your people are there. But I feel that even if you have primary platforms or any of the others, Facebook should be one of your secondary platforms because you still have everybody there. And it has the ability to build community. That's why people have different groups on Facebook. People have group. Oh, if you are talking about people with skincare, is there. People maybe that they're doing pastries, events. You understand? So, and if I'm looking for something along those areas, I might go search the content in all those communities. Are we still together? So, like I said, not every social media platform suits every business. Because you like your friend, you like your friend's business, your friend's testimonies are on Instagram and pushing out this. Don't go there if your business will not appeal to people on Instagram. But then let me also add this. Okay, let's go. I think it's as we go on. What are the pillars of social media marketing? What are the important pillars on which it stands? First, your content. Because we are talking about marketing, but it's important what you are marketing, the content. Your content should align, I talked about it earlier, with what you are trying to push out. Don't worry, these slides will be shared. So, what value are you trying to actually project? And if you are doing business, you actually are creating value. And don't look at the value you are creating to be less than the next person. The guy who is a comedian is actually creating value. Like I said, he's healing the sick, which is comedy, right? A a cheerful heart doeth good like what? Medicine. So his brand can be making your life easier. Because for the 1 hour that you are watching is comedy, you forget all your troubles, like alcohol. And also, like alcohol, when you are done laughing, your troubles are there again. But for 1 hour, he suspended your trouble. That might prevent heart attack, abi or high blood pressure. So why did I use that? It might be a funny example, but it's someone who have looked at another, has created another value from just telling jokes. Because somebody, they say, what's the value? Just like make people laugh. But what does making people laugh do? Someone who is in fashion, you understand, can use fashion to cure depression. Abi beko? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Some people, oh, the fact that the way they appear, when you dress and you come and 5 people, if only one person say, I like the way you dress, you be like, this person is polite. If about 5 people Different people, different times. How would you feel about yourself? Feel good. It boosts your self-esteem. So someone in fashion business might say that I am, of course, in the business of boosting esteem. Would that not catch your attention? How come? Then you give you like 3 or 4 posts on explaining how that come about. So the value you are trying to project. So what I'm trying to say is not just what you are selling, is how you sell. How you tell the story is important. How you tell the story is important. I watched a video on TikTok yesterday. Yes, sometimes I go to TikTok. And it was I think it's what was this America Got Talent is one that has Simon, right? And was about this lady. I don't know how many of you know about Night Birdie. Now I didn't know about Night Birdie until yesterday. I don't know what year she was on it, but she had cancer when she went on the show. She's late now. So someone just put a post, and that's what caught my attention. And she sang the song "It's Okay." And when she sang that song, beautiful voice, you understand? Beautiful song. She got the golden buzzer from Simon. I feel that if she had come and not talked about her story, you understand? Because she's someone that still had cancer in her lungs when she came to sing. And that song was about the fact that things might not be well, but it's okay. You see that kind of story. It was able to connect with everybody and their emotions. And then you can see the joy in the eyes of this person singing, in her voice. But you already know her story that she's not supposed to be this happy. That was a good story. And with that, she got the golden buzzer is more or less like, see, you have accepted to the next round or something like that. No need for all the, I don't really, so I'm not, but I know that golden buzzer is a big deal. But she got it because of, not that she used her predicament to get ahead in life, but she told her story because that was her motivation to come on stage. So it's also important that all these things we are saying, the value and everything, what you project, what you say, we also would catch. But we are talking about basics for now. As we go on and as you start, you figure out these things I'm talking about. Then we've talked about a lot about consistency. It's important. It's a pillar. If you're not ready to be consistent, better don't start. Most of us that have done social media, right, including myself, we are victim of this. Except, sir said, you consistently, and I'm impressed. And there are people like that, especially on WhatsApp status. Every day is waste beats. You know what waste beats is? For 5 years, let's clap for him. Please, let's celebrate. It's consistency. And it's that consistency that will really get you those results. Some people will be annoyed at you. Some people will avoid, yes, but those are not your target audience. Your target audience, when I meet something, I remember, I have this friend always posting things about, let me go to his page. Let me go, because status that's gone. Let me go to his page. And if it's someone who is consistent, when I go there, it is there. You see it again. They now start asking questions. You understand? Start asking. I needed something. I've been thinking of getting a different brand of that thing. You understand? I wanted something that gave me a particular result. But I was thinking of a different brand. And someone then posted another brand. When I started asking questions, honestly, I wasn't planning to buy. So when I started telling me about that thing, and that stuff would solve all the other problems. And his own brand is a known brand in Nigeria. The other brand is a new brand. And I thought about, if I need to fix some things in this one, they'll probably find the parts of this that I bought from him. But if he did not post on his WhatsApp status, probably I wouldn't have bought now, or because before I buy things that are quite expensive, I take my time and I study very well before you buy. If something is 100 naira, 50 naira, 500 naira, 1K, you can buy. You won't regret much. You understand? When something on the past 500K, you go research. So that when you buy, you will not regret what you bought. Second is engagement. It's important that when you put out post and then they are getting back to you, you are responding. You are not the type that you are seeing their message 2 weeks later, 3 months later. You are laughing. People are here that are guilty of that. Like, this person actually responded to my post. Because sometimes your post of 5 months ago, somebody might engage it today. So you also have to respond. Because in responding, you are building that relationship. You are building community. A good number of us here, or even friends you have today, There was a time you were not friends. There was a time you met. And what happened over the course of the months or years, you guys build relationship based on communication. If you're trying to communicate with someone and the person does not return that energy, what do you say? You say we don't vibe. Is that not our we don't have a lot of Gen Z here. I want to be Gen Z now. They say there's no vibes, right? They are there. They know. And what happens to it? That's the end. But if the person is returning energy, is matching your energy, is giving, correct. Yes. You understand what I'm trying to say? What happens to that friendship? In fact, it can become very close than someone you've known for years. It's the same thing. If you are sending comments, liking, and you're engaging and you're responding to them, you are building that relationship. Soon they become your community. And then, of course, next thing is conversion. Now, conversion is this. It's simple. You're putting out the post in order to make sales, right? The entire process of converting people who likes, who comment, who share your post to buying or paying customers is what we call conversion. And different people use different process. In fact, there's this term called funneling. You funnel, say, oh, thank you. Now, a lot of business consultants do that. They might like, oh, I'm offering this course for free. If you want to be part of it, fill this form. You know why they are filling that? To register. What they want to do, they want to get your data. You put your phone number, you put your email address. From that day on, anything they have. That's what you are paid for. You think it's free. In this life, nothing is free. You are paid with data. And data is life. In fact, there are people who their business is selling data. I even know that there are some organizations that give money, that say you will pay back. Some of them might not even expect you to pay back. But what they are paying with is your data. Because you are giving them information. And they might not necessarily sell your information as it is. But there's an analysis of all the things you have given to tell them the kind of people you are. And they can say, this is the behavior of people in this part of Abeokuta. And that analysis, they can sell it to people who need that information. And then those are the ones that will pay for the money you collected that you did not pay back. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, somebody is paying for something. So, that funneling, when you now register, okay. When you register, and then you go for they'll give you tidbits. They'll now say, if you need more, thank you. There's a master class. Class here, master. You now come to master. In that master class, you pay 200K. That's funneling. Funnel is like, it's like this. Then it comes. So a lot of people will register. Then not all people that register will even attend. Those that attend will not even finish. Not everybody. Then not everybody will even commit. And not even everybody will pay. But at least they will get some people that will pay. Thank you. And that 5% they take 200,000 is what all the problems from beginning. It's an idea. You can read a lot more on funneling. Your sector of business might actually benefit from it. But funneling is a way in which they convert. When you put your post, there's always something we call to action. You understand? CTA, thank you. So sometimes like, okay, you'll see this, do you like this? Do you like this? If you want to learn more, you go. So you will have checked all those, they'll show you picture of people that they are this big. In 1 year, they are thin. They now say they work till they lose weight. Then you now go. You read. Then they will say, put your credit card, debit card here. You have to pay for something. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And there are different ideas. They will say, okay, this thing is $100. It will expire in 1 hour. After 2 hours, you have not done anything. They now say you are lucky. We'll give you discount. Do you understand? If you now pay within the next 30 minutes, you can pay $50. Some people will fall for it. Some people will not fall for it. Then they will come again. They say, so our CEO ourselves should extend it. If you pay $20, some already will pay $100. Some will pay 50, and some will pay 20. All those are these things are already there. They're happening. I'm giving examples so that you know that we are not saying what will happen. They're already happening. The idea is that you might pick it and say, okay, this is what I will try to use. Let's go on. Now, practice the 80-20 rules on all your platforms. 80% of your posts must be value driven. 20% is to sell. Don't fall victim of everything you are posting is about selling. You probably will repel your customers. Give them value. Give them things around your product. Give them, in fact, you're selling skincare products. You are teaching them things about how to maintain your skin tone, how to maintain your skin color, how to prevent against sunburn. Do you understand? You are giving them value, value, value. Then 20% of what you are giving is now promotion. Come and buy. Because the value first will create, there's a bond that will form. They already look at you as an authority. They look at you as someone who is interested in their well-being, not interested in your own pocket. But our pocket is important. It's the ultimate. But you don't have to, it's psychology of selling. So you are giving, giving, giving. When you now say, yeah, I want to take, you, Abi, if you have a friend who is only, you people will go out to eat. Say, no, don't worry, I'll pay. The day that person comes and say, we need to go for the weekend, but you get as e be, I don't have money. You want to pay because you have been looking for ways to even pay. This guy that is always paid for Chicken Republic, Mr. Biggs, and everything. The one you will pay for, people are going to like a pine Tropicana. That's the one you will pay for. But you pay it with joy because this guy has always been giving. Thank you. So don't, please, this is an important strategy. Don't look so much into selling. Selling is ultimate. But in fact, before you even ask that they should come and buy, because you're already giving value, they want to buy from you. Because you already know you are selling what you're talking about, but you are just giving them value and value. So what are the things you actually put out there? Educational content, how-to, tutorials, tips. Most of people in the industry that has to do with you're trying to be an authority concerning certain things, you want to push a lot of this. And what you even push out first might not be your ultimate thing. Let me give you an example. There's this guy. It's a comedian, but he's also a musician. And I remembered him yesterday. I'll try and remember him. The guy that was taking placards to all the states that wants the video to be on his Nas Boy. Thank you. Nas Boy, originally or in the beginning, was a musician or is a musician. But did you know him as a musician? No, we knew him as what? Skit maker. Because the guy's goal is to, I don't know, I'm just saying, to become known and to have a lot of followers. And it came in the time of skit making became an in thing. I think around COVID, when everybody was at home, a lot of people rode on that time. And then they are multi-millionaires and billionaires now. And then skit was selling, and I think either he stumbled on comedy at an event or something, and he said that people like this, and then he started pushing it. People were eating it, and he started pushing it, pushing it. Then when the songs came, people like me felt, this guy, you're a comedian, what are you doing with songs? Then he released first album. Second, I think maybe it's on the third album and all that. But what did he do? He first pushed out what to get him the attention. And when he now got all our attention, he now brought his own calling. I gave you what you want. Now come and take what I'm selling. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So sometimes you might go that route, but singing and comedy, they still align. I can't use comedy to gain attention to now say I'm near a doctor. They will never even trust me. In fact, once they appear in my consulting room, they will start laughing. Madam, you should not be eating this and this, they will be laughing. You are not taking your drug, they will be laughing. Because everything will be like joke to them. You get what I'm trying to say? So you might go through another route, but let it be related to where you're actually going. So educational content, entertainment, like what I've talked about, skits, memes, behind the scenes. And even though you are in the health space, you are in any space, you can still do entertainment content. But like I say, 80-20 rule, most of your content has to be educational. But if you are even doing entertainment, it should still be layered on educational. A typical example is Apropos Doctor. It started with like aproko in your face. You understand? I think there was some blowback, I think, I'm not sure, on that. It changed strategy a bit. Or he decided to do that to make it interesting, variety. Because it can't be one way. People will get tired of that. Law of diminishing return will probably set in. Then he started to bring in, he brought the oracle, Abi, Dibia. Oh, people don't follow him like that. He brought like the guy that goes to the priest. Then Dibia now also use that. Dibia being a position of authority also use that, bring something to talk about health. Then now I think what they do now is that they now act. Yes, there's Nkechi. Is it Emeka and Nkechi? Right? See, it is being creative, but it's still passing his message. So even though he brought entertainment into it, he did not allow the entertainment to water down the message because he understood or he understands his brand and where he should be. You get what I'm trying to say? He's more of someone as an authority when it comes to the healthcare. If you talk about top 5 doctors in this country, you mention him. It doesn't mean he's the best doctor. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But he's the doctor you know. He's one that's gotten our attention. So education, entertainment, it could just be inspirational. And you can mix it up. It doesn't have to be everything education. It doesn't have to be. So these are things you can actually mix up and of course look at how it relates to your business. If you are not sure of how it does, ask AI. Simple. Then of course your promotional products, your promotional content, that which will be 20% of all your content on social media. Then if you want to be consistent with anything, and Sal will tell us, is to build structure around it. If you don't have a timetable for posting and what to post, you probably will not be consistent. That's why a lot of people have maybe a weekly content calendar, or some people create a 1 month social media content calendar, and it's simple. You can prompt, is like what you ask AI. You can actually prompt AI to say that, oh, I'm in the food business, I'm in the skincare product business, I make natural drinks. You understand? Healthcare, whatever it is, create a 1 month social media content calendar in which I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Educational, promotion, entertainment, and possibly promotional content or inspirational content. It will give you ideas. It will first tell you all the way it is. Then now you can now pick one of the ideas, ask it to give you a script about that idea. It will give you. Then you take the script and adapt it to what you do and adapt it to your own environment. That way, it has done 50% of your work for you. And since there's already a calendar, you also ensure that from your calendar there are reminders, or you set aside time to generate all those contents. They are ready. Once it's the date to post, what do? You post. You can have there are also a lot of tools that can help here to remind you to even post. And some of these social media platforms, you can even put it out there and put the date for it to post. It will post for you on that date. Do you understand? It's important to put structure. That's also what will help us to be consistent. So I say plan your content. Plan your post weekly or monthly. That's what I just talked about. Schedule the content using different tools. There are also other tools here that I've written here, and then you can use Tweet Buffer and many others. And then you have to maintain a balance of your content type. Let there be a balance across these types of content. So it's not just one-sided. A healthy balance of your content will allow you to maintain variety. So there are different things. You understand? They know that on Monday is the beginning of the week, you put one serious post. They're expecting the nugget for the week. Wednesday, you also want them you put something inspirational to keep their mind going. On Fridays at TGIF, you give them something to laugh for the weekend. So, and you're consistent like that. So they know that, GY skincare, they're expecting post on Monday. If you do that consistently, you have started, they might not even engage as much, but you've already built a community of people who are following your content and the day you want to do something and you push out there, mostly those are the people that would actually engage you. So I talked about the more you post, and depending on the platform, you're already building authority. People actually start to trust you emotionally. They connect with you. And then I talked about sharing your story because people can relate with it. And then, of course, it makes sure it helps really in them bonding with you. If they can identify themselves in your story, they probably will follow you to the ends of the earth. And what are the best practices for engagement? Reply comments and DMs within 24 hours. It's very important. I talked about that. Then, of course, in your posts too, sometimes you ask questions. I also use polls to spark conversations. I mean, you have seen some of those contents on social media where they write stories. Sometimes those stories are not true, but they know those stories will generate conversation. And then what they want is people to just keep talking and all of that. Then, of course, giveaways. In fact, that year, giveaway was a. In fact, if you are a popular person, you have not done giveaway, people will come and drag you. Like, come and do giveaway, contest, different things to post inside. You see, even different guys now to promote their songs, they do different things. They tell you come and dance. You understand? Sometimes they say come and sing a verse on it. There's this one about hello, my dear, that everyone our facilitator here, you saw how their own post. She has this group where she goes talk. They also a lot of people did, and then he will collaborate with them, and there a lot of views and all. It actually helps to promote those kind of things. And then of course you can feature user generated content. Now, user generated content means that I sell skincare products. Somebody uses my skincare and on our own or by my prompting goes ahead to create a post or a video talking about before and after of her face. She's a user, she has generated the content. I'll put that content with her permission on my own page. It validates what I'm talking about. Because now it's somebody who used it and generated the post on her own, but then I'm using that on my own page. Sometimes you can also prompt them to actually do such posts and then you post on your page. So there are paid ads. We're getting to the end of the session. There are paid ads also. Now, when you put out your post, when you pay for these ads, you can target those that they should show it to. Now, on your timeline, or most times on your page, the content you see are for people you follow, right? And when they share the content of other people. But sometimes you see some videos that are not related to what you actually follow. And most times you see promoted or sponsored. They're trying to tell you, don't be upset that we brought this to your page. But somebody pay us to show it to people in your own demographic. So you might say that I want this post to go to every 18 to 25-year-olds who live in this particular place, who have this interest, and you do all of that, and then you pay for the ads. And then what you pay for depends on the number of people you want them to show it to, and the number of days you want it to be shown, to be posted rather. And then they'll look at if you fall within that demographic. Is it not free you signed up for the platform? Is it not free that you have been using it? Like I said, nothing is free. This is what you are paying for. We'll come and show it to you in case you want to buy. You get so that's what sponsor it makes your post more effective. It helps it more targeted. It's like a sniper rifle that is trying to target a particular person. That's what it does. It streamlines the people you want to see your post. And that's what and as when you are starting, depending on your budget, you don't necessarily have to be doing paid ads at the beginning. You can just do your normal post and all. But to increase the effectiveness and to make it more efficient, you might actually look at pay ads. Hashtag strategy. A lot of people use hashtag strategy. Hashtag is to just tell me to follow whatever trend. Sometimes you see that when maybe they say something about what's going on in Lagos now, maybe Sanwo-Olu, and then you now search for Sanwo-Olu, you will see some post. It's phone that you will see. That phone does not belong to the government. But somebody has put the hashtag there. So when you search, it will bring everything that has to do with that. Because if I put a post about phones and I write Governor Sanwo-Olu there, you'll be wondering what is. But when you see the hashtag, you understand what the person is trying to do. So sometimes people write on that. Maybe something is going on about one public or major artist. Maybe there's a scandal. I don't want to mention it because it's scandal I say. Maybe they talk about one artist scandal. Somebody is pregnant for the person is dragged. You just see people using the hashtag of that person. So when you go and search, maybe you want to see scandal, you will see phone. You see skincare products. You understand? You see, come and buy bread. Do you get what I'm trying to say? People use so, and you can also use the hashtag strategy. Hashtag strategy also means also to use hashtag to talk about where you are or what you're talking about. So probably you're talking about skincare product, you understand? And then your hashtag will be my skin and I. You understand? Your hashtag will be healthy skin, healthy life. There might be a general group that have those kind of conversation. So you also attach what you are saying, which is linked to that. So it's not only unrelated things, you can also use it for related topics and things like that. So collaborations, of course. For example, if I put out a post and collaborate with 110 Academy, if they accept my collaboration, my followers will see my post. Their followers will see my post. That's what collaboration is. And so you can actually multiply the amount of number of people that see your post when you collaborate with other people who, like influencers and other people who have more followers. I talked about user generated content already. Then of course, giveaways, challenges, like all these kind of sessions generate conversation. And when you generate conversation, more people get to know about what the conversation is about. Then I talk about the paid ads and all. So what you measure, you understand, what would is what you can tell if it's growing or not. When you measure something, you might be able to do things about growth. So there are metrics to measure when you put out posts. And tracking results also helps to improve your strategy over time. When you put out different posts, like there are some posts that we put out in my organization, and then I see the one that they really like. Sometimes they have conversation that why didn't you put this stuff on this post? There was one I did then, I think around my birthday, where they just called me and said, okay, you sit down, then they'll greet you, and then you guess the person who, when they said it, I felt that thing was, but this thing allowed them. Either you understand it or not, they know what's up. But I joined about, and it was in the spirit of celebration and all of that. And then a lot of people engage in that post. A lot of people like that post, and they now say, "Why didn't you? This person is not part of the That's like this person have people who like her on social media." The next set of posts, that person was there. It's from measuring. You understand? And then if you put a lot of posts, and then you find out that one particular of your products got more engagement, you understand? You now, is it the product or the way we presented the product? Then you try and apply it in other, and if you see it works, then it helps you. So don't just put out posts and then walk away. Measure your best-selling post and then understand why it sold more. Is it the content? Is it the product? Or is it the way you presented it? So what are the things you are measuring? Explained them to you. Engagement rates, like, shares, comments. I've talked about that. Reach talks about the entire number of people that actually saw your content. Yes, so some people even see, and then they might not even do the impressions. They might not even engage as much, but they saw it. It gives you an idea of those. Those are things you mentioned. Click-through rate. How many people actually clicked on the link? For example, if you want this click to go to the website, your CTA, people who follow your CTA, the call to action to go. Those are things you measure. Then how many people even bought from that? Those are things you measure that helps you to know how well you're doing, and it can help you devise better strategies in order to improve your social media marketing. And there are different tools also right there that you can use. Now, like we teach scaling, when you start, it might just be you, your phone, and your data. But as you get traction, as you get more people, you want to create a team around these things. When I said I'm the one doing everything, now we have a team that does it. Occasionally, because I see what is being done and I approve whatever is going on the page. But there's a team that does everything from content to posting. It's totally outside me. But before, it started with me. Because now it's growing, you understand? It's still growing, and I think from even when I started preparing for this, say for me, consistency is something I need to go back to. So you create a team around it so that it won't get to a point where you're unable to even respond in 24 hours. Most of these major influencers that have 500,000, 1 million, 2 million, 5 million followers, you definitely have a team, or else you cannot live your life. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So there should be that thought in hiring possible maybe content creators or managers, people who edit, you understand? And then, like I said, there are tools. There are a lot of tools now. A lot of people are thinking and creating a lot of apps and a lot of tools to help with a lot. And our job really is to go and then look at this thing, read them, and see how they can help. And of course, one of the major things in creating it, before you create a team, you have to have SOP. Your operating procedure must be, your processes must be outlined, so they know what they need to do. That's the document you hand over to them. That's the basis on which they get their KPIs, and then you also can monitor them, because that also will help free you from having to do this. Because one of the things we are learning here is not to create these things and create prisons for ourselves. You create it to help your business, then you hand it over to a team to run it, and you free yourself, because your job is not to be doing, your job is to be thinking. Think what's the next thing that can help. You learn it, you start it with them, you create a team, you teach them, take it, then you go on to learn the next thing. What are the common mistakes we want to avoid? Do not try to be on every platform. I talked about already. Do not sell too soon. First, build trust. That's why I say 80% of your posts should be about value, 20% about promotion, about selling. So don't get and you want to sell. Because you see other people's testimony. I was on social media and I do this. And you also know social media. It's not everything they are saying that is true. Let me give you an example. People give testimony. Have you heard testimonies that you were part of the testimony, but the way the person said is not the way, and the person did not lie? There's no lie in it, but if I'm trying to tell you something and I want you to think a particular way, there are parts of the story that we emphasize. There are parts that we not emphasize. Because I can come and tell you that, that last year we made, 1.5 billion, and we made the 1.5 billion. I know it was seamless. The thinking, maybe most of the time it was with stress. Do you understand? But maybe most of the time I was running after banks, or banks were running after me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But I don't have to say it. I'll just say it and you will go. I think, okay, we'll do like this. And 1.5 billion will appear. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So you have to be careful. But what you should know is that you might not start selling in the immediate. But what you are doing is building up. And you get to a critical point, that a tipping point, and then all the sales will start pouring in. And you can start selling from the beginning. Do you understand? Our experiences would vary. So don't get discouraged after a month or 2 months or 3 months. That guy just came, made us laugh. His mouth was so sweet. I've been doing this and I've not seen results. Don't worry, stay with it. Don't be like the guy that got 3 feet from gold and then and sold the land. Now, so do not focus on vanity metrics that do not sell. Yeah, we're not selling, but a lot of people, this particular video, they are 1 million likes, but it did not translate to anything. And the one that got 50 likes, you sold to 25 people. That one is doing better than the one to 1 million likes. They just know you all over the world, but nothing came from it. Yes, and the cocoa is be consistent. It's important. Be consistent. Be consistent. It's very important. What's the future of social media? A few things. Some of them have started. I talked about AI. AI actually really is there here now, but it's also for the future. Now people make videos with AI. You understand? Sir, you can take your picture as you are. We'll create a video. Or we can say it will not create a younger you. You can create a baby you and then do video, and it's your voice will put there. It's happening already. You should be learning it if you don't know it. Personalization, communities, all this. In fact, we are going to have platforms that are just going, because if AI is creating videos and all, it becomes very easy. Just have platforms that are just purely video driven, and also, of course, commerce nice now, but then in the future will be led by those who create. They will be the ones in the forefront. That's why even some of the big brands, the CEO of those brands are the face of their products, because we now understand the effects or the influence of people of influence. Tesla, it was sold and the stocks went up because of who? Elon Musk. When he started having issues with the government, what happened to their sale? Because he's directly linked to that, and because they understand the effects of that. He bought X, For the first few months, it looked like he was really interested in X. He got another CEO to run the place, and that's like what I said. Even if you get something, understanding, give it to somebody else to run it. So, in conclusion, and just to summarize some of the things I talked about, you have to define what your goals are. Is it about awareness, getting leads, or making sales? And that relates to your sector of business or what you want to project about yourself. You might be into sales. You might on like if you're on LinkedIn, all you want them to know about you on LinkedIn is about the fact that see you have the knowledge and you are pushing it out, and you might not even sell for once on LinkedIn. Do you understand? Whereas on other platforms, maybe on Instagram, they are doing a day in the life of you. You understand? A lot of entertainment content might be on Instagram, while all the solid stuff is on LinkedIn. You understand? So it depends on what you want them to know. And then we are men of different passions, different sides. You might just say, "Oh, I want to push this side." Like I talked about, Nas Boy for a period of time pushed the comedy side, and when the time came, he brought the music. Choose 1 to 2 key platforms, at most 3 platforms where you regularly post. Then create a 7 day or a month content calendar. Like I told you, build structure around it, create a calendar, and then follow it. Schedule your content, go live, and also measure it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please, you can sit down. There's a video I tried to, and I didn't want to try to put it here, but I'll put the link on the group. The video is by a particular. Let's have the lights on. All the lights. We are children of light. So, sorry, please. Can we stop the recording?